Hello ladies and gentlemen, tubers and groovers, and welcome to this edition of Take the Fear Out the Gear with me, Jason Bangers.
And me, Mr. Chumley Warner.
And today we are talking about bass guitars again, but specifically budget line. And what do we mean by budget line? So I'll tell you what I mean by budget line is guitars that are affordable but actually professional enough to gig with and last as well. Do you know what I mean?
Must be less than 500?
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah,
well
probably
less.
much less than that, yeah.
Well less. Well, we do start with, it's a 5-string Fender Squire, and what I love about this 5-string is there is enough space between the strings to be able to play it. With a lot of 5-string bass guitars, the necks are the same width as a 4-string bass, but they've got 5 strings on them, and that makes the strings very, very close together, like if you was to do that. And that's how close they are. They squeeze them all in, as I'll demonstrate on another guitar later on.
Nice guitar, and this one's passive, isn't it? It's not active, this one.
It is passive, yeah. But the thing is, it's a 5-string, and if you are going to use a 5-string and you're going to use a 4-string, you better practice them both constantly. Spend the same amount of time on the 4-string and the 5-string because they are so far apart from each other, aren't they?
Yeah, it'll totally throw you if you go, from one to the other and not do as Jay says, definitely.
Yeah, but that is a really good value. I would urge you go out and buy one tomorrow if you can still get these particular ones.
I suppose the new ones might be Indonesia or China now, mightn't they?
Yeah, I mean, this has got to be 20-something years old, this thing. They've had it an awful long time. So that is our cheap guitar number one. It's a 5-string Squire. Shag's got this one for us. Look at that.
That's wonderful,
Isn't that beautiful? I've always wanted a Hofner or Hofner. Hofner. I get confused because there is Hofner as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
That is a Paul McCartney style violin bass.
Well, like you said, it's like a copy of the Paul McCartney bass. And the best thing about this, Jay bought one of these from eBay, and it was such a good price. I had to buy one as well. They were £200.
In fact, they were £195, I think, and then £5 postage. So it did round off to about £200. It is unbelievably cheap, and for that money, you're going to think, well, it's going to be crap.
Oh, it's lovely. It's awesome to play.
It sounds just like the Beatles, man. The minute you fire it up, you can't get anything but the Beatles sound out of it. It just sounds naturally Paul McCartney.
Best value for money ever, that one.
And if you want a little tip from me, is years ago, back to get them really woolly, they would put flat wounds on them. These aren't flat wounds. And they would also use felt plectrum. Did you know that?
Oh, right.
They're really thick and they're made of felt, and they don't make any percussive impact on the string at all. So it really does sound like a double bass when you play it like that.
So if I hold this up, you can see here you've got like a floating bridge here, and then similar to the original ones, you've got like switches for treble on, bass on. You can have it in solo mode or rhythm mode. So you've got loads of different sounds on there.
It's so light. How much do you reckon that weighs? That's barely a pound, is it?
Yeah, it doesn't hardly weigh anything.
It's not even the weight of a bag of sugar, this thing.
It's just the finish on it.
It's
for the money. You look at all the beading around the side here. It's just incredible. And let's have a look at the back. Look at that lovely
butterfly image on that.
Sunburst on there. Look, fantastic.
Give it a. It's really, really good quality. It is quality. In fact, let me because it's sort of like semi-acoustic-ish, isn't it? She's a prick teaser. She takes you half the way there. Anyway, it's very Beatlesy, especially when you play a Beatles song.
It does. That kind of sets it off, doesn't it? Really, yeah.
Beatlesy. Look, just admire this tubes. Look at it. Look, I feel like I'm on QVC holding the watch again. Look at it. It's just beautiful for under £200. I don't know if they're still available. The actual make of it is, right, it is, if you're looking for it, it's a B for Bravo bass. HI series. HI hyphen then series. They're cheap as chips. It's the cheapest model. Yes, it holds its tuning. The tuning pegs are fine. They look really horrible and cheap, but they're to mimic the originals. And it holds its tuning. It sounds amazing. You will love it. It's light as a feather.
There you go. So if you're looking for like a Beetle bass at an amazing price, that is just the one to go for. Well, have a look on eBay or just look on the Hofner website and you'll probably find one.
It's a blinger.
Yeah.
Blinger. It's beautiful. It will make them talk in the boozer. So we look at Shag and say, Shag, pass us another one.
No, and we ought to say hello to Alan as well.
Alan, because Alan's
got one.
Alan. Now Shag is bringing over another guitar.
Yep.
And these are, well, I'm going to let Si tell you about this one because it's his. Look at that. Sorry, butting in, but a lot of tubes out there will recognise these straight away, won't they? Because we all kind of started on these, didn't we?
Well, my first bass was a Westone. Not this one, I should say. It was a black one, and it was a slight. If you look at the headstock, if you can see the headstock here, this has got like Westone just written on it. So it's a slightly earlier one, where you'll see some of the slightly later ones. Only a few years later, had like a sort of an eagle type pattern, Westone logo on them. But these, made in Japan. These are sort of like late 80s guitars. And
they were used by the pros and all a lot, weren't they?
Yeah.
And like on top of the pops an awful lot. You'd see a Westone like this.
And the thing is that even now on eBay, you can probably pick one up if you're lucky for less than 200 quid.
And I'll tell you what else is special about these things, and all which you don't see on many guitars, they've got brass nuts on them.
And you've got a brass bridge as well. So it's a quality guitar for no money. You've got a nice through neck on there as well.
Is it passive or active, that one? Sorry.
This one's passive.
Right. Should have mentioned the Beatles bass is a passive bass as well. Should have mentioned that.
In these Westones, you can get very similar. You can get active ones as well. They're slightly more money, probably $250 or slightly more than that. But again, it's a beautiful guitar for no money.
Okay,
that's about it on that one. That's all there is to say.
We're done with the Westone, are we?
Yep.
Shame, but we've got to say goodbye to the Westone. Now we're going to do some magic right now, and we're going to click a button, and someone else may appear. Magic Man, Magic Man. Brings us to another bass guitar, ladies and gentlemen. But have a little look. It's Shag. Hello, Shag. How are you? It's good to see you again, brother. How you doing?
Yeah,
man. Welcome back.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us.
It's another bright, frosty day. As you can see, it's nice and warm in here. Shag's got his T-shirt on. Shag, tell us about this guitar here. Come on.
Well, I did a sort of like a gig with you guys, didn't I? I did like a one-off.
You got up and did a song.
Did a song, yeah.
Your old mate Noddy's. All right, Noddy, all right, Mel. It was at their party, wasn't it? His party.
At a party, yeah. Yeah, so we did a song. Me and Jay, well, I learnt the song. Took like 6 months.
It's a lorry driver. Never played an instrument in his life.
Yeah, I think Jay actually had enough of me in the end.
No.
But I did do it. I got up on the night and actually played the song. And after that, I said, I want to learn some more. And I want to buy a bass guitar. So off we went to Trevor Durrant's. Jay picked this one out for me.
I had one of these myself at the time.
Yeah, so yeah, just a great starter guitar.
The thing with these, right, is as you know, they're again round about 200 quid. Shag, was
200 quid,
£200. It's a Squire. It's made in Indonesia again.
Oh, right, yeah.
Hats off to the Indonesians. This is a bass that's a budget, but to play it, you would think it's 1,000 quid's worth of guitar. It's beautiful. The sound is outstanding. The comfort whilst you're playing it is lovely. It's just the right weight. It's just got enough control on it, on the knobs there. Let's show them the knobs. So show them the old controls, what they got. It's pretty much...
Yeah, you've got 3 here, haven't you?
Flat out, really.
I think you've got... I don't know if they're both volumes for each pickup, these. I think you might have a pickup volume. I'm not sure.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, I think the first...
Yeah, I think it looks like it.
And that's just a tone, the little
tone,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Great tone, great playing bass, comfortable.
Now, it's a Squire. It's made by Fender. If you said, I really want a genuine Fender, well, this is a genuine Fender. It's just got Squire written on it. What's the difference between a bass that's got Fender written on it instead of Squire? I'll tell you what, not a lot. Really, apart from the price tag. 6 in the shop, get them to play all 6 of them, because out of them 6,
I think you did,
there's going to be a few rotten apples. You will always find a good one amongst a few of them. You want the best one that's in the shop, and there will be a noticeable one.
Great guitar.
You played this side, didn't you?
Yeah, it's a
Several
fantastic guitar to play. Really nice.
Take it to the jam night occasionally, don't we? Satfield Peveril.
Satfield Peveril, you know, the people's jam night at the Swan. It's a good place. You'd like it there. But at the moment, unfortunately, there's nothing going down because we're in a lockdown situation. So thanks, Shag, for bringing that in, mate. It's bloody good to see you again, my old mate.
Yeah, definitely.
Good to see you,
Yeah,
mate.
thanks for that, dude. Good one, man.
That's a damn good guitar to own, that is. I suppose since you're here, we might as well make use of you. You could go and get us another guitar, could you, Buona?
I certainly can.
And now we've got something completely different. This is a Shine.
Well, this is a wonderful guitar.
It is.
The best thing about it is the price, because how much do you reckon we can get these for?
About a ton 50.
They're
They're ridiculously cheap.
But they're so good. And like on this one's actually active, and you get your volume control, then you got that pans between the pickups, then you got bass and treble, and they're both notched so you know when they're in the middle. And great neck on it. It's just a fantastic guitar for no money.
This is my go-to guitar when I'm practicing at home. I don't. Funny thing, I never use my Stingray or my Warwick or any of them guitars when I'm practicing. I use this.
Well, I use my Westone when I'm practicing. Yeah, it's just nice to have a nice cheap guitar.
Thing is, if you practice on a cheap guitar, when you get your really expensive one out, it's much easier.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
all the hard work's done on here, and then you get a really nice set-up guitar. It's lovely and easy to play. But I would happily gig with this, you know.
Oh yeah, I think I might have to look on eBay again. I do look occasionally, and they're very tempting and so cheap for the money.
You want one of these for the money. Gig with it, practice with it, just hang it on the wall. It doesn't matter. It's awesome.
Definitely, it's one to have.
So that is a Shine 4-string, but that takes us on to another level altogether.
Let's shine on again, shall we?
Shine on, as Danny Shine On would say. And Danny watches our shows. Right, Dan, how are you, mate? Shine on, brother. Now, this would blow your mind, Tubes. Are you ready for this? Good grief. Simon, look at that. This is the same make as the one you just saw. It's made by a Shine. It is outstandingly beautiful to look at. Please excuse the sticker in there that says Warwick. And there's a little wobble here on the bridge as well. Caught you out, didn't it?
Yeah, I thought,
You said to me one night, I didn't know you had a Warwick. Oh, I have now, but I didn't have then. This is a 6-string monster. It's a absolute monster, Simon. How much do you reckon this thing weighs?
Well, you need like a weightlifting license to just pick it up. It's amazing.
It's probably made of MDF because it weighs a ton. That's probably just no. Is that laminate on there? Do you reckon?
I don't
Or
know.
is that the
It's
real
just-
wood?
It feels nice. It looks nice.
It looks real, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a 6-string. There's your pros. Cons, the strings are so close together. As I was saying back earlier on, the neck is the right width for a 5-string bass. But here we have 6 strings. And you can see how close they are. Look, if I put my finger there, look, you can see I can't even put my finger between the strings. Granted, I'm right up there. But there I can just get... No, even there I'm touching. They're just so close together. Makes it notoriously difficult to play, I can tell you that. Oh,
You won't know where you are. It's like driving someone else's car, but worse.
the tuning on these is B, E, A, D, G, and then B again.
Is this one active or passive?
That is active.
This one's active as well.
That's
Cool.
active.
And I presume you've got similar controls. Have you? You've got the probably got the volume and then the pan between the two pickups and your bass and treble. They're all nicely notched, so you know where you are.
Basic stuff. Now listen, that looks $1 million, doesn't it? And you're probably thinking, let me just get the headstock in right. It's a job to get it in frame. So how much money are we talking about for a guitar like this?
It's a good job I'm sitting down.
No, you're wrong. Think again. You're closer, but you're never going to get it. Well, you might. Yeah, mate, he just got it there. He got it right.
Yeah.
Well done, Brian.
Yeah.
150 quid, second hand. I don't know what they were new, but for 150 quid you pick these up all day long. It's crazy you couldn't make it for that money, could you?
No.
I mean, look at it. It's a beautiful thing. And I'm not being funny, but anyone who didn't know would think this was a Warwick because it half looked like one. If they say, but it's got Shine written on it, you just say, yeah, it's a Warwick Shine. It's a lovely looking thing, and I've got to tell you, the sound is awesome. It really pops. It's got that real nice funky pop sound, you know. It sounds very professional. It's got a really nice canver on the
On the old neck.
neck.
Yeah.
It's got a really nice slope because you need it. It's a big old neck.
Yeah, it's probably the best value because if you want a 6-string, a normal 6-string would cost a fortune.
Yeah.
So for that kind of money, if you want to get into the 6-string, that's the one to go for.
Oh look, our flatter boy, you just got in shot. Brilliant. We got him in.
Yeah.
He just flew right in front of the lens. Excellent. And again, look, here he comes. Look, we've got a little friend in the studio, which is nice this time of year. So what's the point of this thing? I'll tell you what the point for this thing is. In my opinion, recording. That's where you want it, in the studio.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep, absolutely in the studio. So they are our cheap guitars for you. Why are we showing you them ones in particular? Mr. Butterfly, do you want to explain? But we go from a hollow Hofner
semi-acoustic,
to a ton in weight 6-string. So we've really gone across the board there for you. What more do you want to know? What more do you want to know?
Exactly. I suppose if you want to spend less money, you pick up a cheap Shine.
Even John Patitucci would have a job getting a tune out of this thing, I tell you. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, tubers and groovers, we hope you've enjoyed this episode of Take the Fear Out of the Gear. Stay safe out there. It's a funny old time we're in at the moment. From me, Jason Bangers, goodbye.
And from me, Mr. Chumley Warner, goodbye.
And from Shag,
Goodbye.
see you, tubes. We'll see you on the next one.
See ya.